Okay. Welcome, grade 7. I'm here with the 7-2 class. Can I get a Hoya? They are going to be watching me live, so lucky them. But they'll be able to watch again later. So we are going on to our next section, section 3.3, which is angle bisectors. So before we were looking at, can someone tell me what the last section was about? Miriam? Perpendicular bisectors. Perpendicular bisectors, exactly. So taking a straight line and bisecting it or cutting it in half with a perpendicular line, and perpendicular is 90 degrees with a little square. Right now, we're going to talk about angle bisectors, and it's very similar, but instead of cutting a straight line in half, we're going to take an angle, and we are going to cut it in half. So this, again, will be fairly quick. I'm going to show you 2 ways that you can determine an angle bisector. So let me get my compass set. The first way is with a compass. So you're going to take your compass, you're going to put it right on the point of your angle, so right where the 2 lines meet, and you're going to make sure from that point your compass does not move, does not get wider or narrower. So I can move this compass wider and I can move it narrower, but I'm going to leave this digital one right, let's just do it 100, so that's a nice number. So it's at 100 degrees, and now with the pokey part of my compass where the lines meet, I'm going to make a line that goes across, makes a nice arc across my angle. And now, without changing the angle of my compass, I'm going to move it, the pointy part, to where that arc and one line meets. And again, I'm going to make another line, oh no. And again, I'm going to make another little arcing line. And I'm going to move my compass once more. Uh-oh, I actually moved it to 101 degrees. Oh wait, oh no, it's at 100. There we go. You're good. And then I'm going to move the little pointy part back to the next point where my first arc intercepted the other line. And again, I'm going to... Oh man.
What is happening?
Again. No! Okay. We're going to restart. I did my first one. It was good. I'm going to move my compass so the little pokey part goes where my arc intersects the line. I'm going to draw another arc. I'm going to move my compass again. Can I get a hold of this? No. Going to draw another arc. Here we go. Now maybe it's working. And now I have 2 points here on my angle. Paying attention, please, Gabby. I'm going to take this point where these 2 lines intersect. Let's call this angle A, B, C. And when we are writing down this angle, we are going to actually write that as angle. We draw a little angle and we write A, B, C. The B is in the middle because we go from A, then to B, then to C if we're going to be drawing that out. So I'm going to go from point B, and I am going to make another point where these 2 lines intersect, which I'll call point D. And if I make a straight line with my ruler from points B to point D, that is my angle bisector, and it can continue on. And if I did that right, which maybe I didn't, that will have cut my angle ABC directly in half. So that I can then have a new angle, which would be angle ABD right in here, ABD. So I'll go from A to B to D, and then another angle right here, which we could call angle DBC or CBD, either way, angle DBC. Right there. And those angles should be the exact same number of degrees. So that is one way that we can determine an angle bisector. The other way, which is an easier way, is just using a protractor. This is much easier, I think. So I'm going to see my angle, and I'm going to move my protractor so that it is lined up right at the corner of the angle. And then I'm going to rotate it so that the 0 degrees is lined up with one of the lines. And then I'm just going to measure. I'm going to see how large this angle is. So I could look at the outside measurements, and then it looks like it's around 100 degrees, but I'm starting at 0. Whoops. I'm starting at 0. I'm starting at 0 over here, and so I'm counting from the inside. So from 0 to 10 to 20 to 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So this is actually at 80 degrees. So this angle is 80 degrees wide. So let's label this. You can label it again A, B, C. So I know that that degree is 80 degrees wide. If I wanted to split it in half and figure out what half of that is, bisect it, I'd be dividing by 2. So I'd go 80 divided by 2 is equal to 40. And so my bisecting line should be at 40 degrees. So I'm going to move my protractor back up, put it back in line. I'm going to find where 40 degrees is. So 40 degrees is right here. So remember, I'm not looking at the outside measurements because I'm going from where the 0 is along that line. So that's at 40. I now can move my protractor. Now I can take my ruler and figure out, there we go, whoa. Put it at an angle and connect these 2 points. To get my angle bisected. So that's where that line should go, and I should be able to take my protractor and measure each of those. So my drawing's a little bit off where I went there along the ruler, but it's pretty close. Each one of those is 40 degrees. It cuts my 80-degree angle in half. So again, I could say, well, this is 40 degrees, and this is 40 degrees. And in total, it's 80 degrees, but I've cut it in half. And those are the 2 ways to find an angle bisector. The end.